Hey, what's going on, everyone? New World Order Survival Guide. Today, I want to get into the top 10 necessities, in my opinion, of what everyone needs to have in their bug out bag. If you're like me, which most people are, they accumulate a lot of stuff for survival. But when shit hits the fan, you are not going to be able to take all that stuff with you. So I just want to bring to your attention of the 10 most important things to take with you in your bug out bag. I wouldn't really worry about too much other than what I'm going to get into, but everything depends on what situation you are in. What area you're in. I mean, if you're in an urban environment, if you're in a, it just depends. But 10 key things. Let's get into it. First and foremost, other than the top 10, is you must have a plan. Whatever area you're in, you got to have a plan. You got to know your surroundings. You got to know what you're doing. Now, other than the top 10, I suggest you, I have these in gallon Ziploc bags. Study up on your plants, your edible plants, your medicinal plants in your area. Buy books. You could get ebooks. A lot of them are free and stuff like that. Just study the plants, because that can mean the difference between life or death. So I read up on books. I live next to the Colorado Rockies, just right outside. It goes in detail and it's really helpful. If you know what you're looking for, and that's why it's so crucial to have these books, because you need to know exactly what you're looking for when you are looking for wild edible plants, even for medicinal. I suggest everyone get some kind of survival books. I mean, knowledge is king, right? Knowledge is king. The more you know, the more you have up here, the less you have to pack in your bug out bag. And that's real shit, man. I mean, cut the shit. I'm just bringing out some my books that I have. I mean, this is in water purification. This is Alton's Antibiotics and Infectious Disease. Knowledge is King. Wild Edibles. Where There Is No Dentist. If there's no dentist, everybody knows how excruciating pain can be in your mouth, and you have no dentist. You got to learn to take care of that yourself and to buy the necessities for tools of medical supplies to handle that. I even have, because I have a Bofang radios. It's good to study up on it, know what the hell you're doing before you're doing it. Because I tell you what, I bought those, and it was just, like, God dang, there's so much stuff to learn about everything. The more you study and put it into your everyday life, as a hobby or something, you could really have that knowledge of what the hell you're doing. Knowledge is king. planning is king. I have tons of maps from my area and shit like that. I'm familiar with my area on the western Colorado, the western slopes. But taking some of these with you, if needed, is crucial to your survival. So, planning, gaining knowledge is detrimental to your survival, and it's less weight. Like, I can't pack those 20 pounds of books in my pack. It's not realistic. So, learning that, let's get on. First and foremost is your packs. What kind of packs are you going to take? Backpackers, especially ones that are really, really into it, man. They have the light backpacks, and they count every ounce, literally, of their weight that they're taking with them. Survival, I mean, you're expecting to take longer trips, more stuff, because this is supposed to be basically like a permanent thing when you're talking about survival. Bug out bags, head out. So, this is the main point of the show. You have to think realistically of what you could take. So I want to get into some of the things that you actually need. But we're going to start out with the packs. You got packs, I think this is like 100-liter pack. Now, I know you can't really, I ain't got the best visual of this and stuff like that, but you need just enough pack to hold your necessities. The bigger liter pack you get, the more stuff you're going to feel like you're going to need to take. Now that's the tricky part, because you don't want to take that much stuff once you're footing it down the road. You may think you do, but it's going to wear you down quick. Now, I have different packs for different situations. This is what I call my Franken pack. Got a little things hooked to it. But actually, this pack is kind of heavy, man. I mean, with hardly anything in here, it's already like 5 pounds. But it's a smaller pack, and it's really durable. I like it, but I just don't like the weight. What pack I do like is this metal frame one. This metal frame one, because you could actually bungee things to it, strap it down with these aluminum frame things. I mean, you could strap down like your sleeping bag or a mat, or something just big and bulky that and that one doesn't weigh all that much. So basically, those are the types that I have. I know the backpackers, they use a lot lighter deal there, because they really do count. I mean, you get some of these hikers that hike these big trails, and they're out for months. So they take in consideration the amount of weight that they have. Let's move on. Food. You can't really, if you're surviving in a survival situation, you can't really pack your bag too much with food. That's why it's so crucial to learn how to gather food as you go along. It's so crucial to eat wild, edible plants. You have some fishing gear. Okay? This is number one. This is food. Fishing gear. If you're in those type of environments. If not, obviously don't worry about it. But what are you going to do? You have no choice but to eat wild edible plants or hunt. Hunting is never a guaranteed. Never a guaranteed. Matter of fact, it's quite difficult, especially in stressful situations where you're so eager to trap or to hunt for food. You do need to take some food with you. That's why I highly recommend freeze-dried food, because it's so light, it bears all the nutrition value practically as it was in original format. So food, I would take a freeze-dried food. I would take a little handful. It is consuming in your pack, but you know, it's real lightweight. Other than that, I would get these books for your area and study wild edible plants. All right, so the rest of that I'll talk about here in a bit. I'm going to water now. Number 2. And this is in no direct order. I'm not saying food is number 1 over water or something like that. Obviously, water is more important than food. Water, you got to have a good, reliable water bottle. I would some kind of stainless steel canteen. Because you can put water in here. It may be dirty, whatever. You boil it. It'll kill all the bad pathogens and shit like that. It may be dirty and shit like that, but you won't get sick or die from bad bacterial water. Got to be able to boil it. Another thing with the water filters. This is the Mini Sawyer. There's 100,000 gallons. Now you may have to pre-filter it with like a bandana or something, a shirt or something, to get the coagulated, crap out of that water, so it doesn't clog your filters as quick. There are steps you have to take, but these are super light, super effective, and they will get the job done. Other than that, I mean, there's other things like Life Straw and stuff like that. It's not as good as the I can't find the freaking Life Straw, but it's not as good as the Sawyers, and there's stuff that's better than the Sawyers. It's just, what are you dealing with? I mean, if there's chemicals and shit in there, good luck, because you're not really gonna defeat that with that. So, water container, carry fresh water with you, have ways to purify the water, and that's the main thing. Because without water, you're gonna cease to exist real soon, especially in a survival situation. Next up, we already discussed the pack. Med pack. You need a medical pack. I wouldn't get crazy with it. Just figure it out, man. I mean, I have a little med pack. I'm still working on it. Of course, I'm not going to take all this with me. You just need to keep the bare essentials. I mean, I have everything from Band-Aids and I'm not going to get everything. I mean, I even have these potassium iodide pills in case there's a nuclear incident. I have quite a few bottles of those. Then I have this, which I'll probably take, that has gauzes, wraps, and stuff like that. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Bunch of stuff. But I'm not going to take this big ass thing on my immediate get the hell out bug bag. Because that, with everything else I'm taking, it's just not probable to be comfortable and make it too far. So think about it. I mean, it's good to have some packages of blood clot, or quick clot. You know, if you can have some kind of those little bottles of peroxide, those are excellent. It does have a little weight, but I mean, those will kill an infection, because an infection will take you out quick. Even for dental, you can swish it around and help fight that infection. There are natural plants out there that will fight and kill them infections, and prevent infections. That's something to consider. Moving on, shelter. You need some kind of shelter, but you ain't gonna bring a big ass tent. I got all kinds of tents. I'm not gonna bring those in a bug out bag. I might bring it backpacking. I'm not bringing it in a bug out situation. You do have stuff like the survival tent that's made out of mylar and stuff like that. It's pretty light. I mean, this is like a quarter pound or so. You have that. That's why it's so important to learn bushcraft skills. Because bushcraft skills, you don't need that shit. You can make your own with natural stuff out in the wilderness. I have these bunch of mylar sleeping bags and mylar blankets, the bivvies and all different kinds. I'm not taking this whole thing. I'll take one or two of them, but you got to be conservative of your weight. Moving on, wear gear. The gear that you're wearing to head on the road. Now, this is also heavy controversial about what to wear. First and foremost, I'll tell you straight out, you do not want cotton. Cotton, no good. You want, some of the lighter materials, some of that'll dry out quick. You can get polyester. Nylon is a great material. It's excellent to get. You want hats, something to cover your head from the sun, from the rain. I got a handful of these. You want something not only to cover from the sun and the rain and stuff like that, but also to kind of shadow yourself, kind of like a camouflage. Another thing, gloves. Gloves is important. I like these hard knuckle gloves. They just work really well, amongst other things. These are good. It's going to save your hands, because if your hands are out of commission, I have these big ass hands. If these hands go out of commission, you're out of commission. Period. You need to protect your body. You need to have layers, light layers, quality gear. I know it's expensive, but you need quality gear for the best results. If it ain't just weight, it's for wear and tear. Because, you buy a pair of gloves or something from Wally World, and you're going to get rips in it easy. The material shit, it's good as nothing. You need to invest at least little by little in some quality gear, at least for your bug out bag. You can have whatever quality for camping and stuff like that. But for your bug out bag, that's your life. Don't play with your life. Don't play with your family's life. Get some quality shit. You ain't got to get the most expensive stuff. Just do your research on the reviews and stuff like that, and just read through it. Get a good deal. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Moving on. Not moving on yet. We're talking about you need like either a good rain poncho, something to keep the rain off you, shoes. I search high and low for some good hiking boots and stuff like that, and then a lot of the most expensive ones, like the leather and stuff like that. They just there's the break-in period is so long. I read somebody has these leather boots and they were like $400, and they had them for like 2-3 years, and they still ain't fully broken in yet. You ain't got time for that. I did tons of research, man, and these type of boots, like I got these Solomon's Quest 4, still brand new, haven't used them yet. These have good ratings. These are good boots, man. These are good boots. And there's very little to none break-in period. I put these on thinking they weren't going to be wide enough, and these are not the wide. These are just the standard Salomon Quest 4 hiking boots. They fit perfect. They fit perfect. There's so much room in this where it's just perfect for me. You have to get gear. You have to get gear. You have to get. I got socks. I got the underwear for it. Just to prevent shafting and stuff like that. Speaking of shafting, this will go to your medical kit, body glide, things like that. Because when you hike, when you're out, your body sweats. They excrete salts, and you're just, you are going to get puffed up, not blisters, but I mean, it's going to hurt. It's going to take you out of commission. So I got all kinds of stuff for that. The scrolls, nut butter. What the hell of a name, huh? I got all kinds of stuff for that. Because I know when I'm out there working and just the chafing, and it is rough. So, and you ain't got access to showers or all the time to be able to rinse all that salt off and stuff like that. You're going to need some kind of stuff like that. And not to mention, you put this on the bottom of your feet or something like that. It'll help prevent blisters on your feet. That's another thing I want to get into is blisters on your feet. Your feet are everything. Your shoes are the tires of your body. When the tires go out, you get a flat tire, you're done. You ain't driving that car anymore. Shoes are the tires for your feet. You need to have appropriate socks also. It's good to have nice, thick, comfortable socks, but it's also good to have 2 pairs of thin socks, because that friction is what causes them blisters. Think about that. So, and then we're talking about layering. You need a good pair of base layers, especially in the cold. I know it's coming to summer and people don't really think about the base layers and stuff like that. But depending where you're at, man, it all depends where you're at. You can be in some places and you don't need any base layers at all. I mean, I lived in Las Vegas, where at 2 o'clock in the morning it was a freaking over 100 degrees. So obviously you ain't gonna need nothing like that. But realistically, most places you are gonna need some good base layers and good material. The merino wool is an excellent material to have in hot or cold, especially when it comes to socks and shit like that. When you get into the colder environments and stuff like that, you're talking about your long john type situations and stuff like that. Next thing up, like I said, this is in no particular order. Tools. It's good to have tools in the top 10. I mean, we have stuff like this little auger to make stuff. It half a pound or so like that. Not a necessity, but tools as in hatchet. Hatchet got some weight. Get yourself a good hatchet. A lot of people, survivalists, would agree. A lot of survivalists will disagree. A good hatchet is a great tool for survival. If that ain't your thing, if you ain't finding a need for that because the area you're in, then so be it. Another good tool, the Silky Big Boy. This right here, I believe, is called the Outback Edition. I love this thing, man. I took this out already, and it shoots the wood pretty damn good. This is a good tool, and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. You would think, oh, this big. It really doesn't weigh hardly anything. Very good tool. You have to have some kind of tools, right? You're gonna have to pack some kind of tools. You're gonna have to be conservative. I have axes. I have all kinds of stuff. You can't take all that shit with you. You can't take it with you. You have to be very conservative of what you take, but you want the stuff that you take to be meaningful and very useful. Otherwise, you're just going to drag yourself down. You're not going to move as fast as you intended to move or what you need to move. You have to be very considerate of the stuff that you take. Because, man, I would love to take a big pack and pack it with all my survival shit. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't probable. Take that consideration. Let me get on to the next one. Protection. No matter where you're at, what situation you're in when you bug out, you need protection. So, what protection are you going to take? I say definitely firearms. I'm not going to show any type of firearms or anything on this show or any other show because I don't do that. I'm not going to get into that. But firearms protection is very adequate in a survival situation. Very adequate. Use your discretion on that one. Me, I don't talk about that for obvious reasons. So I'm going to get into some of the other types of protection. What are you protecting from? You're always trying to protect yourself from people. Because people are everywhere. People are your worst enemies. They could be your best friend too, but they're always going to be the highest level of threat in a survival situation, period. So, I mean, knives. This also doubles up as a tool. This is a Gerber something or another. I've had this knife for a long time. I really like it. You know, there's many different opinions about knives. This one is the Buck 119. Very classic knife. Very reliable. Super sharp point. Good survival knife. I wouldn't really call it a bushcraft knife because it's not, but for a survival knife, it's great. Even, I mean, this one is a China knife, but this is a solid blade all the way through the handle. Stainless steel. Now, you see these things right here, these little saw things. It's shit. I try to cut, you ain't cutting shit with that. You might cut a stick of butter or something, but this is freaking worthless for that. This is a very sharp knife. It's good to hammer with a block of tree stump or something like that to split wood and stuff like that. It's good for a lot of other things too. But you need some kind of tool, and a knife is one of the best tools that you can carry. Over a hatchet, over a silky saw, over any of that. Knives is for sure. So next we're going to get into flashlight. You need some sort of light. Like I said in the previous show, this is one of my favorite flashlights. I love this flashlight, man. This is a beast. It is rechargeable. So if you have one of these, it's best to have some sort of, I got these solar things right here. This particular one doesn't, I'm not too thrilled about, but I have a little power bank shit that's really good. It does got some weight. It's like a couple pounds or I don't know, something. It's best to get something that's like a half a pound. These are good flashlights. This brand is called Coast. I like it. It's completely rechargeable. Like I said, you need some sort of recharge bank or solar or something like that. I was looking at the solar flashlights that had a little solar shit like that, but just some of the, when you read the reviews, some of the complaints and stuff on there were, it was just kind of like a turn off. So I just went with these rechargeable, and then I got a reliable solar bank, and a couple little tiny solar power things that are powerful enough to recharge the basic things that I need. I mean, you're not going to be able to recharge like a laptop or, you know, I mean, you can recharge your phone, you can recharge these flashlights, you can recharge these, like I showed you on the last show. Like I said, man, this is good, man. This hardly weighs anything, just a couple ounces, and just immediately and this don't take no fuel at all. You have that little rechargeable thing right here. You can easily charge with one of these things. And this don't take a lot of energy, so this recharges real quick. It's good to have this, man. Let's see. Fire starters. You have that I just showed you. You have magnifying glass. I just got this not too long ago. It's a good, powerful magnifying glass. It folds up. Comes with a little cloth. Very good, man. This will start a fire good. Another thing, I bought these. I haven't tried these out yet, but they have excellent reviews. I mean, real high reviews. These forensic lenses. And there's rectangle ones. There's wallet size. There's all kinds of stuff. But these supposedly really put down the solar energy concentrated. You put it on tinder, something, it's gonna burn it real quick. I'll do a show on this as I try it, but killer reviews on this stuff, on the forensic lenses. It's kind of like the those big TVs that they used to have in the 80s. They had these TVs, like the projection TVs, or I forget what they're fucking called. But the screens on them were made out of that stuff. And one time I had one, and then I took it out, and it's just huge freaking thing. Like a 5x4 or whatever the hell it was. But anything I put it on immediately would catch it on fire. I was completely amazed. So that's what had my attention. on that type of technology, and I was looking for some smaller ones, and they absolutely sell them. You can get them on Amazon all day long. They're really good. They're weigh nothing. Weigh absolutely hardly anything at all. Like less than an ounce. So, anything else? I mean, protection, bear spray. I mean, it got a little weight. You know, I wouldn't really mess around too much. Oh, here's the power bank that I have. This is a real good one. Was it Q-Tech? The reviews are absolutely excellent on this, man. So I bought a little case for it. You got a couple pounds on this, but I'd absolutely take this because it'll actually do real good for some of the devices that I need and I want. Like it'll charge these, it'll charge this, it'll charge some of the other crap I have, the hand radios and stuff like that. It's good, man. It's really good. The bottom line is you need to take only the necessities. And if you build your knowledge on some of this stuff, you won't need half this shit. Because, I mean, what do they do in like the Aztec days, the Mayan days, the Native American days? I mean, throughout all of time and generation, that's the skill set that you want to have. That's what you need. Because they thrive for thousands of years without any of this technology. They figured it all out because they had to. Now there's a lot newer technology between the government and just different things that you may need some things to accommodate you in your decisions on survival. But I mean, you got to figure it out. And having a shitload of stuff in a survival pack is not going to do you any justice. I mean, I did a show the other day on these coin tissues. These coin tissues, yeah, they're good. Are you going to be able to wipe your ass for fucking years to come? No. So, you need to study and do your research on how you're going to accommodate that situation. For around the house, for things like that, the water gets cut off, shit hits the fan. Yes, absolutely. You can utilize all the shit that you buy. But when you pack stuff in a backpack, you're limited. And you're going to tire out. You will tire out. So it basically all depends on how far you're going. I haven't even mentioned, you want a compass, but you got to learn how to use a compass, especially a compass that's worth the shit. There's different types of compasses. Maps. I have maps. You got to learn how to read the maps because it's not as simple as you think it is. You just got to learn the fundamentals of some of this stuff for you to thrive on that particular tool. There's tons of other stuff. I have tons of stuff for survival, but I'm not going to take everything. It depends where you're going, what you're dealing with in between. You know, all the possibilities. There's freaking fire starters. I have fire starting shit. It's super important to have fire starting shit. I mean, ferro rods. This is a little key thing. I have, you know, high quality ferro rods right here. Then you have these stupid cheap ones, but you know, these magnesium sticks or whatever. I mean, these will work. These will work. I mean, you just can't take everything. Here's this one with a little rope and ferro rod and I mean, it's countless types of shit, man. I mean, you need fire starter. You need these necessities. You need these top 10 necessities. Food. A little bit of food. Plan for food. Know how to deal with food. Water. A means to carry it. Means to purify it. Planning also comes out with the route you take. There's water. There's a lake over here to get water. Because you ain't going to live long without water. You need a good pack. I'm going to be still searching for packs because I'm not really satisfied with this pack. I like the one with the aluminum frame. But, you know, med pack. I'm still building on my med pack. Shelter. Is that going to be adequate enough? I don't know. Still researching. I know this is good. I know it'll keep you warm. Blah, blah. You may just want a good ultralight, heavy duty, ultralight tarp. You may just use some kind of good bivy poncho or something. You may have those skills of building your own shelter out of, you know, natural shit that you find on the road. That's the best, man. Because the more you know, the less you're going to carry on your back. And the less you have to rely on. The less you have to suffer when one of your survival tents get cut open from one of the branches or something like that. Your shoes, invest in good shoes. Not saying this one or whatever is the best one. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own preferences. But through tons and tons of hours, I like this one overall. I still want to get another pair, but like leather shoes, I know they shrink when they get wet and they get blisters real easy. I mean, I just don't want to deal with that, man. I mean, I get that. It's super light. And I want to get another pair of some other kind. I don't know. I heard them Hokas, whatever. Those shoes are super comfortable. It's like walking on a cloud. The thing is it is rubber. They have the wide rubber soles and stuff like that. But them shoes, I mean, they're gonna have a lifespan. Some of them, like Danins, and I mean, I've seen hiking boots of like $600-700, and they last supposedly a long time, but the break-in period is very long. So you have to take all those things in consideration. You just need to build your bug out bag light as possible. You can't take everything. You can't take your lifelong preparations with you. You can have them at the house, but you can't pack them in that freaking bag. It's just not probable. Unless it's a short distance, if it's just like 20 miles or something like that, and, you know, then that sounds more reasonable. If you have a bug out location, if you can pre-bring stuff over there before shit hits the fan, and then you have your bug out bag to get from point A to point B, and you're set when you get there, that's great. Just take this in consideration. This is super important. Also, I didn't include medications for some folks that need certain medications. That's an obvious. You want to incorporate that into your bug out bag. So that's basically all I have for tonight. I'm going to get into some detail on some future shows about just different items to take. And I'm going to put them to the test. I'm going to give it a review. I'm going to do a lot more reviews on a lot of items. And so please join me for that. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm learning too. I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. I'm just passionate about this stuff. And so, you know, I'm not, you get a lot of these guys that are former military and expert in survival and shit like that. I am not. So, I'm going to give you my honest reviews on a lot of this stuff. I'm no rookie. I have been doing this stuff for quite a while. But I'm no expert. So, that's all I have for tonight. Please like, share, subscribe. New World Order Survival Guy. You guys have a good night.